Here's a review of the 2019 Lexus ES 300h. It's been a long time coming. It's absolutely amazing. I'll see you on the other side and let's get into it. Lexus has really outdone themselves with this 2019 ES Hybrid. Huge improvements in miles per gallon. The styling is pretty good. If you see right below here, this will be a fun little thing for you guys to see. So that's one of the ways you know the vehicles are made in Japan. You see there's a J. That means this vehicle was made in Japan. One of the other ways you know is if the Lexus has these cutouts. This is what it should look like. I don't know where that cap is. That's what it should look like. If we look inside of there, that is a screw hole. So a big hook screws into there. That's one way you can tow the car. That's also, from what I heard, they latch down these cars in the boats that go over from Japan so they don't move around if there's a bad storm or anything like that. In front, of course, you have a camera for the panoramic camera. Beautiful hybrid Lexus emblem, looks sharp as always. There's a beautiful ES grille. That's not the F Sport. If you want to see the F Sport grille, I'll show a picture of it. Of course, this has the optional triple beam LED headlights, which are a whopping, where is it at? My cheat sheet. I don't think I wrote it down. Triple beam LED headlights are about $1,500 to $1,600. I'll put the exact price for you guys on there. I can't believe I didn't write it down. Coming around the side here, this vehicle looks stunning as always. Those optional 19-inch wheels are not cheap either. They're $950, but man, does it make this car absolutely whisper quiet, as well as all the additional insulation they put in this 2019 ES. Of course, you have the hybrid logo right in front of the back wheel. That's nothing new. This car is an atomic silver paint color. Sharp, great looking paint color. It's probably the most popular paint color right now for Lexus. Killing it. All hybrids are going to come with that spoiler to increase miles per gallon. Coming around the back here, of course you have that trim right above the lights. Good looking chrome piece. Of course you have that backup camera. Lexus ES 300h with a little bit of snow on it. Man, my hands are cold. The rear taillights look awesome. I have a video of what they look like at night if you want to see what that looks like. And let's just listen to this inline 4 exhaust real quick. It's just funny that you can hear it. It's just entertaining because this vehicle's all about quietness and stealth, and then you get in the very back and hear this little rumble from this 4-cylinder. Underneath the hood is a 2.5 liter inline 4 paired with the Lexus hybrid drive system. Great engine presentation here. Definitely a step up compared to the previous generation ES underneath the hood of at least the presentation. And it's definitely a step up in its performance and efficiency as well. You'll get 44 miles per gallon combined, 45 on the highway, 43 in town. Lexus has hit it out of the park out of this. 215 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds. Getting inside the 2019 Lexus ES 300h, you can see that illuminated door sill. That is a $379 option. So I'm going to do an interior review that's a little bit different than normal. I'm mainly just going to be going over all the optional features in this car because this is my third review of the ES. Not a whole lot has changed. So if you want to see a more in-depth sort of interior review, please go check out my F Sport review and my ES 350 review. But this, since it is a hybrid and I've already done a couple of reviews, I'm just going to be touching on the optional equipment in here and how much it costs. It'll be kind of fun. So let's fire it up. One of the things that is optional is this quick heating system. That is a part of the cold weather package. It has the heated steering wheel, as you can see all the way around. That option is going to be right there. I'm going to press that, make sure it's on auto, press that. This being a luxury build, it also has heated and ventilated seats. It's called leather embossed interior leather. So pretty excellent quality all the way around. I'm not going to get, like I said, too much into it. Mainly just going to be focusing on the cool options. Speaking of options, look at that button right there in the middle. That is the power rear sunshade. Let's press it. Anyone want to guess how much that costs, that Power Sunshade? 210 bucks. Let's see how good it is. Oh yeah. Let's press it again. Oh yeah. Looks so good. One of the most expensive add-ons to this particular car, on the edge of that mirror outside, right on the edge. It's a little emblem. You can see it right now. The blind spot monitor that will illuminate bright orange if someone is in your blind spot monitor. Hopefully you can see it right there. That is a part of a $1,900 package that not only includes the blind spot monitors, it includes a rear cross traffic alert system, parking assist. So here's another idea of that parking assist. You can see it here, but also it's going to show you right there as well, right by your speedometer. So excellent full surround parking assist feature by Lexus here in this brand new ES. And last but not least, part of this $1,900 package is a panoramic view camera, which that button's right over here. So I'm going to press it. It's going to give you the pretty standard Lexus walk around of the vehicle. If you've seen any other Lexus vehicles with a panoramic view camera, they all do this when you're parked. They do a little 360 thing. My favorite thing though is that what happens when you put it in reverse immediately. So you can see there's the parking assist in the back. So it's telling me I'm getting close to something back there. Obviously you can see my backup camera mode. The only thing I'm going to dock on it is that it is kind of low resolution. It's probably very hard for you guys to see that on your end, but that backup camera is fairly low res. But what's high res is the top down, I think, and partially it's because it's such a smaller screen, but it does look much higher fidelity than that backup camera. Looking down here, Mark Levinson with the navigation. So what about this Mark Levinson? Why is this so expensive? Well, it's a $2,900 option. You get 17 speakers. You get a huge subwoofer in the back. If you look back here, you have more Mark Levinson speakers there. And that huge subwoofer, it's large for a factory subwoofer. It's a little over a 10-inch subwoofer. So incredible sound you get out of this Mark Levinson system. I just made a video on the history of Mark Levinson as well as the company, so go ahead and check out that video. I'll post it up in the video description. Another feature here that is a add-on, if I can find it, is right here, is the wireless charger. Now, a lot of people think that this will charge their phone regardless of what phone they have. That is false. You need to have your phone has to be wireless charging compatible. So I believe iPhone 8s, 10s and above are all wireless charging. And then Android phones are going to be all over the place. I'm not going to go down that route. But that is your wireless charger. It only works if you have a compatible phone. $75 option. So back to this heated steering wheel. It is a $480 option, but it's not just the steering wheel. You're going to have a windshield wiper de-icer, which let's just test it out, right? It's snowing. Windshield wipers are definitely not iced over. It's doing its job there. And it has this fast response interior heater. So I'm just going to put it on auto, 70 degrees. It's probably already heated up since I've been in the car for about 6 minutes at this point in time. Also part of the luxury package is the driver gets the seat extender for the very front and 4-way lumbar adjustment. So there's the seat extender and all these buttons are on the side here. There's my seat extender, which I actually think is super important if you're over 6 feet tall in the ES. Otherwise, these seats feel very short. So that is one of my favorite features about the luxury build is this extendable. Oh, it's so good. It's absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah, absolutely perfect. And then there's a 4-way lumbar. So it's not just in and out, but you can also raise it up on your back as well. So very welcome. And that's only on the driver's seat, by the way. And in the trunk, you guys will see a box of, well, it's just a white box. Inside there are the rubber mats. For example, no mats are currently installed in this car, but they are, and we have 2 sets of mats. So with those mats, you get a trunk mat as well as wheel locks and a rear bumper applique. I can't even say that word. It's just kind of a rear bumper that protects you around the trunk. So I'll show you a picture of that. And you get key gloves. Key gloves should be in here. Oh, I see them. There they are. There are your key gloves. That comes with the $480 package that, you know, has the wheel locks and the all-weather mats, etc. Inside the trunk we have the all-weather floor mats inside this huge box. All-weather floor mats are going to be $248, like I mentioned before, but it does come with this all-weather cargo tray as well. Speaking of added option here, this is a hands-free power rear trunk, so if I kick, it will close the trunk and I'll open it that way as well. So keys are on me, car's off, and it's in a weird spot because this trunk, this curb's here. Kick under, right back, and it opens up. So you can't do any of this stuff. You can't be over here. You got to be right here. And there it goes. So if you're backed up to a curb, it's going to be really hard to use that kick feature just because for obvious reasons. But if you're going to use it and there's no curb behind you, it's probably going to work most times as long as your foot is kind of within this range here to here and you go front and back like that. And we're off finally, guys. I know it's been a long time coming for this review. I've been dying for it probably since the summer when I first drove this vehicle for Lexus training, the ES, the 2019 training for the ES for Lexus salespeople. So I've been dying to get my hands on it. It impressed me the most out of all the Lexus ES, brand new ES sedans that I've driven, but I haven't got a chance to drive it since the summer, around July, I think. So thanks for waiting with me along the way. I'm very, very excited to bring you this review, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So the first thing that jumps out to me is how great the steering wheel feels and how comfortable this vehicle is in general. Something I'm still getting used to is how strong these brakes are. They're a lot different than the brakes in the normal ES, and that just takes some getting used to in any hybrid, to be honest. Every hybrid drives a little bit different with their braking systems, and this Lexus ES is very, very strong with the brakes. I'll just say that. I'm not going to do too much acceleration runs for you guys because, well, I just did one, and that was actually impressive. It almost felt like the V6 in the current ES 350. I had to get in front of a V6 Mustang to get on the freeway here. Let's get in the brakes here just a bit. Excellent. They are, it's like I said, it's just going to take me some getting used to with this. It seems like the initial application of the brakes, there really isn't much, and then it comes in a little bit hard. So I wouldn't call it bad. It's just there's just a learning curve with it, and the brakes are very strong, being that it's a hybrid with regenerative braking. But like I said, I'm going to try to get the most fuel economy as possible in this car. I'm not going to accelerate it too much, except for this one coming up here as I merge onto the interstate, because that's when you need most of the acceleration. And then I'll do another acceleration run and I'm going to put it into normal mode here. I was in eco mode, and I'm going to floor it. Instant torque. Once you push down the throttle, it just doesn't accelerate too much after that. You got to kind of understand that with this being a 4-cylinder with only 215 horsepower, that you're not going to be accelerating quick anywhere. 0 to 60 is about 8 seconds in this car, which is more than fast for the vast majority of people. Is it a luxury feeling in terms of sport? Not really. You do get the instantaneous torque, but is it a luxury vehicle in overall feel and smoothness? I'm going to turn down this fan. Yes, absolutely. This car is buttery smooth. Is it smoother than the V6 option, the ES350? Absolutely. It's a smoother experience than that. It seems even quieter. So in this hybrid, they incorporated even more insulation from the engine and the cabin. So you don't really, I've been in this car for about 10 minutes now, and I've been stopped for a large part of that as I did my interior overview with you guys. I didn't notice once the engine turning on and off. I've never experienced that in any hybrid before. Usually you feel the engine turning on and off, and it's fairly abrupt depending on the model. For example, the NX, when that turbo, or when that inline 4 turns on, the NX hybrid, and turns off, it is extremely noticeable. Here in the ES, I didn't notice it. Blind spot monitors are working excellent. That truck was obnoxiously loud, but I'm going to be quiet for a second so you get an idea of how quiet this vehicle actually is. I hear a tiny bit of road noise, not from the car, but from the cars in front of us and their loud tires. But I'm not really getting hardly any noise out here on the freeway from the ground through the tires. And this has that over $900 option of the noise reduction wheels. And this is the first time I've driven an ES with these wheels. And let me tell you, it doesn't feel like it feels like I'm connected to the ground, but it doesn't sound like I'm connected to the ground. That's how quiet it is in here. And over the last ES, so of course you have those sound reduction wheels that are an option, but in the last ES, it didn't have nearly as much soundproofing materials on the bottom of the car. This car is possibly even quieter than the LS, the super sedan, the flagship sedan from Lexus. We're going to do a quick acceleration run out here on the freeway. Again, I'm just in normal mode, but let's get in sport mode and try it out. I'm going 59 right now, 3, 2, 1 punch. There's 70. That's plenty of power for me. And the great thing was, there was a slight delay because yes, there's no gears, but the engine still has to figure out, and the transmission has to figure out what RPM the car needs to be at. There was no delay. There was a slight pause, I guess you could call it delay, but once the engine started taking off, it was instant. No rubber band effect, perfect implementation of a CVT motor and a CVT transmission with this 2.5 liter. Out on the highway here, going around 60 to 63 miles an hour. I'm getting about 38, 39 miles per gallon, which is definitely below the EPA estimate of 45. But the thing is that it is 15 degrees outside. No hybrids or electric cars, for that matter, get the mileage that they are claimed to when it's cold. So just to give you an idea, if you guys are looking to buy this car and you get really cold temperatures, but if you're looking to get this car, just know that you're probably going to still get good gas mileage. I'm up to about 40 now with this car, even in cold temperatures. So it is going to suffer a little bit, just be aware. But in the summertime, yeah, you better believe that you're going to get pretty close to those EPA estimates if you're a conservative driver. So here's an annoying thing that is happening right now. The parking assist warning here that says clean parking assist sensor, that keeps popping up even if I keep backing out of it. It pops up like every 2 seconds. Well, I'm exaggerating, but it pops up quite often. I'd say every 5 to 10 seconds, even if I keep canceling out. And that is preventing me while I'm driving to see my miles per gallon metrics, which is quite annoying. And with weather like this, like it is snowing just a little bit, it's kind of unacceptable in my opinion. Like I'm backing out and it keeps popping up. Lexus, if you're watching this, please fix that. That is extraordinarily annoying. And people, I can't even see any of my metrics. Like that is unacceptable. I press back, that should come up in my opinion once or twice. If I press back, it keeps popping up. Super frustrating, and that is really the biggest issue I have with this car right now, is this stupid thing that keeps coming up. And the weather's not that bad, like it's barely snowing. So Lexus, figure it out. I don't need to be reminded every 2 seconds that the parking assist sensor is not working. That is ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna get in front of this huge semi. Let's not die. I'm gonna punch the throttle a little bit. And that's full throttle, guys. And there's 60, and I still have plenty of room on the on-ramp. So good power, very responsive. It's just not, it's not gonna melt your face in any way with this 215 horsepower. But the CVT is perfect, one of the best CVTs, if not the best CVT I've ever driven. And Lexus has really got these hybrids down to a T now. Now that I'm done with the acceleration runs and testing, I'm just going to be focusing on MPG. I'm going to twist it into eco mode, which really is, I can't drive in eco mode. You have to press the gas pedal down so much harder for the car to respond to your inputs. To me, it's really not almost not safe, because the car is so lethargic and so dull to your inputs that it's not an enjoyable experience. And it's not, like I said, potentially it's not a safe experience if you really need to get into the throttle a little bit more. It is much more lazy about picking the car up. This heated steering wheel is really good. Holy cow. I was in, what was it, an RC yesterday, and they still don't have a full heated steering wheel. It's only on the sides, even though those steering wheels are all leather. Braking test. Hard braking was A+, absolute A+. If you're doing, like I said, the brake do take some getting used to, but under hard braking, very linear, great travel, and very lots of feedback of what's going on, and no vibration in the pedal. The electric motor just turned on, and the only reason I knew that it turned on is because the little EV button, and I'll put a picture of it, there's a little EV button that pops on the dash when the gas engine turns off. I didn't feel the engine turn off. That is mind-blowing how far Lexus has come and how refined this hybrid is. It is unbelievable how well the job this hybrid is. And to me, this is the pinnacle of the ES. This is what the ES is all about. It's about a comfortable, smooth, and now you don't have to, you get decent amount of power. It's not nearly as impressive as that 302 horsepower V6. But the trade-off is 45 miles per gallon on the highway and 43 in town. That's a hell of a trade-off, if you ask me, and a trade-off I would be willing definitely to go along with. And not only that, you would be saving on brake pads and rotors if you're going to own this car a long time, because those regenerative brakes do a good job at stopping the car. So real quick, after some additional city driving, I did get the miles, or at least the average miles per gallon, up to 43.8. Pretty darn good despite the really frigid temperatures. Overall, the 2019 Lexus ES 300h is the best ES ever made, in my opinion. No, it doesn't look quite as sharp or as aggressive as the F Sport, which you can't go wrong at all if you decide to purchase any of the brand new ESs from Lexus. They're all impeccable. This 2019 ES Hybrid, though, does, in my opinion, sit on the top of the pecking order for this brand new hybrid sedan. 44 miles per gallon, good response, great handling, and most importantly, it's one of the smoothest cars I've ever driven in, and the luxury is top notch for this price point. This is one of the best bargains on the luxury market. You get so much car, so much value, so much comfort, quiet ride, that buttery smooth Lexus experience that you don't get that much nowadays since the brand has gone quite sporty. But this is, in my opinion, probably a top 5 all-time Lexus vehicle in this hybrid trim. I'll see you in the comments below. I'm absolutely in love with it. And until next time, peace. There's people in my review spot literally looking directly where I parked the car. They're like eating soup and looking at the lake. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Good thing there's more than one good spot here at the lake. They're literally just sitting in their car right behind where I do my review. Ugh, people.